I was passing by this greetings of I don't know, about 3 weeks ago I was driving by here and I saw this truck unloading a trailer. And slowly progressed to became a business. And that you see right there is a small business. Don't know, this might be one soon too, even though it's like you have to get permission from the government to put anything structure on the side of the road. They're supposed to be going to expand this road, but people are still building along the side. You can see people open air garages. If you go towards the turntable, you'll see so much where somebody will come and build a business right beside the roadway. On the other side of these bush, maybe 100 meters, 200 meters, depend on, okay, where those baobab trees are. Maybe 100 meters from there is the water. For the ocean. Occasionally, well, the rainy season just finished though. This grass is still green, but occasionally you'll find a space where people made a track going down to the water up here. Back here, going back there are a few rastas, more than a few actually. That small like drinks bars and other little businesses that cater to visitors. In the back by the beach. Wow, it seems like this building, I'll say 1 year ago. Hardly any businesses in here. Especially on this floor. That direct to business center. Yeah, hardly any businesses in here. Suddenly, it was named the mall, but there were hardly any businesses in here. This is Tar Bar, Gambia. Shea Shop. Businesses have come in. All the people from what's called the Diaspora. A lot of businesses. What's called the Diaspora, either returning to Gambia or coming to Gambia. Either way, returning to Africa. You might not have been taken from Africa in this area of Gambia. But if you look at the old map, you will see that what's called Senegambia was huge. I mean, much bigger than Senegal and Gambia is now. But you know the story of the division. I hope you do. You know, if you don't, then please go back to how Europe divided Africa up. And the Germans decided that they want a piece of the action. And the Italians, they want a piece of the action again. Well, today's Italian is not yesterday's Rome. Don't confuse the two. It's like today's Moroccan and Libyan and Tunisian and Egyptian. And to some extent, well, to a big extent, even South African, who call themselves South African, Afrikaner. They're not African. It's talking about this rivers. One of my videos about a week and a half ago about this rivers of people. How rivers of people, how it flows from one place to another. And just like the rivers flowing into Americas today. Well, it started a long time ago, but it flows into the Americas today. That river is coming together in the Americas. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a conflagration, and then the world going to divide again. But the same thing happened when we call, well, not Egypt, let's say Ethiopia, because Ethiopia extended all the way from, including, you know, Egypt, Somalia, all the way down to Zimbabwe at one time. During that time, you gotta realize Ethiopia is Israel. Or what? Yeah, not gonna go into that. Anyway, but Ethiopia extended all the way down to what's called Zimbabwe today. So what happened is that when you have a situation like that, where wealth is so much in one area, the story spreads. It's like in the 17 and 1800s, everybody hear about America. 18th, 19th century is like you got to go to America because that's where the wealth is. Even today, that story still continues, and there's still a lot of people who come to America and make what we normally call in America black people, you know, African descendants, call a killing. They come to America and reap great wealth. That's the same thing happened to Egypt, Ethiopia, Libya. That's what brought the Romans and the people from Azerbaijan and Germany. That's what brought them to that area. That's how you get the Arabs today. They invade the area, wave after wave. And then when they overthrew Rome, it was over. They started to spread and intermix with the people in northern Africa. Today, you got a man who calls himself African. He's born in Africa, so he's African. but he doesn't like the original African. And he promised you that he doesn't like it. I can prove to you he doesn't like it. You see, just last month, the nation of Morocco, just people without, I mean, they didn't even say a word. They didn't say, hey, that's not right, you shouldn't do that. It's prosecuting people who did it. Over 100 Africans murdered, cold blood. Videos of them murdering us. In Libya, you go to try to pass through Libya on the way, the people who want to go to Europe end up in slave labor camps, being sold. Black African men and women being sold on the internet. Download the app. And the other day I'm listening to a man from Europe. EU foreign minister says, we gotta go and civilize this jungle. We gotta make the jungle a garden. What do you think he's talking about? The wealth that exists in Africa. We all know about the wealth now. I mean, people are talking about it in order to, they're trying to get the diasporas to come home and rebuild. Diasporans are not coming. Guess who's coming? The same people who came 6,000 years ago. The same people who came 6,000 years ago. And I was again talking about the garden. And this is not the last time they came. No, y'all, well, most of y'all may have read of Cecil Rhodes. But you got Oxford, Cambridge, all those were built on the back of African slavery. The great universities of America, all built on the backs of African slavery. The same people who came in before. You got the Israelis, people who try to call themselves the Israelis, infiltrating, they're training Africans how to murder Africans. They're training the Boers how to start a civil war in South Africa. The people who claim that they have a good working relationships with black people. They train the South African Boers how to murder the African people. They took the people of Ethiopia, brought them to Israel, pretending that yes, we are allowing these Jews to come home, put up big advertisements to collect money from whoever will give. And as soon as these people landed in Israel, they started poisoning the women so that they can't have children. People think Hitler died. He didn't. He just moved. You can find him now in Ukraine and all over Europe. The flag, the symbols, everything. I'm telling you guys, the system don't die. It started out in the garden. I tell you, there's more than one man in the garden, and they don't believe me. Not just Adam and Eve. But you want to take this Adam and Eve story at face value, how they taught your preachers to preach it, instead of digging into it yourself. Know that the original Bible would fill the halls of the Library of Congress. The original Bible was a book. It says the tree of life, the Egyptian book of coming forth by yeah. Hey, a copy of it, man. They took a copy of it from Egypt. Took a copy of it from Ethiopia. They took a copy of it from Babylon. You read the book. Hezekiah had four different books. He got the sages to make one book out of. And then you got all of these people who moved from southern Europe, as far as Ireland and Finland, Germany. You have these people, all those people who came to Africa to study, and then they rewrote the book in their image and likeness. You see, the language that they wrote it in was the Hebraic language. And when you use that language, it's like putting something on the internet. And I will one day tell you about how that language came to being during the last internet age. Oh yes, the last internet age. But see, we lost our identity and we forgot all these things. Our genes have been remapped. You hear what I tell you? Our genes are the only genes that can change, readjust, and not die. So, anyway, let me stop here and relax and enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you do the same thing. I hope you do the same thing. I didn't start out this day. All right, how are you? I didn't start out this day wanting to do with the intention of making a speech or doing any kind of. I just wanted to talk about what I was seeing in Gambia, how beautiful it is, and all that. Didn't want to do. Well, I had no intention, not want to, because it's not a matter of wanting to now. Like I always say, knowledge is something that has to be passed on. And especially in this age, because knowledge is what's going to keep us alive. Knowledge is going to keep us alive. Everybody else around us is falling. Those who have knowledge are going to stay alive. So, peace. Have a great day wherever you are. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Good morning. How are you? All right. Enjoy your day and stay safe. Peace.